Today's the day. I am just gonna shoot it too straight. I am very nervous. Why am I like this? Why would I be nervous? At first I was excited, then I got nervous, then I was excited, and now I'm nervous again. Like to the point where I'm not even hungry. I have spoken on a stage in front of 30,000 people. That is some people's number one fear is public speaking. I've done that. Was I nervous? Yes. But I'm scared to go to a haunted house. What is happening? This will be probably the best video for anybody that wants to go to Halloween Horror Nights, that is a Disney bebe and has never been. I think that I can volunteer myself as tribute, that we can figure out if we like it. And just watch. It's gonna be like the greatest thing, and I'm gonna be excited about it, which I hope. I'm freaking out. We have dinner pretty early, and then we're gonna go to the parks. This is also, by the way, our first time at Universal, so we truly are Universal babies. So yeah, let's get spookified and get ready to get the cannolis scared out of us. So if you wanna see this little lady go to Halloween Horror Nights, then just keep watching. We're spooktacular. We're hyping ourselves up. Some dark lip gloss. Oh yeah, that's what I was going for. She's ready. The only thing I need to do though, we're officially in spooky season. It needs to happen. If we're gonna act the part of the tough girl, she needs black nails. So I'm probably gonna need this. I think I'm just gonna do like a little crossbody so I don't have a backpack, especially because I won't buy one. I need a universal backpack. So I'm gonna pack this, eye drops in case my eyes get really irritated and I feel like there's gonna be like smoke and stuff in the houses. So just in case, lip gloss, so that I smell delight. And I feel it. Oh, I have this too, this little, since we can't wear Disney jewelry, this is like a little skull. What was the other thing? Oh, my Oura ring will be very interesting to read tomorrow for my heart rate levels throughout today. It's probably off the charts right now. My friend asked me if I was excited and I was like, I'll be excited after the first house, hopefully. I think I have like 30 minutes before we have to leave, or a little bit longer, so I'm probably gonna watch Stranger Things, get myself hyped, and do my nails. All right, all ready to go. Way better. And I'm packing sunglasses, so a little couple tips for you. I was told to bring earplugs. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna need them because I'm not really affected by sound that much, but we'll play it safe. I have Bonine because it saves me if I'm nauseous or nervous. Goodies if you have a headache. I get the hangover ones because there's caffeine in it, so it hits you faster if you have a headache. Keeping this in here, there's a lucky penny. You're staying in there. And I think I already showed you the eye drops. I brought the nail glue just in case. Phone charger, which is currently sold out and I need more of them. I think that's everything, right? And then I had like a little snack so that I at least have something in my stomach before I start drinking. Our friends are gonna drive us, so we are not drinking and driving. Be safe. You ready, mister?
I'm ready.
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Like actually excited, or like, I'm excited?
I think I'm indifferent, unfortunately.
I feel like you think it's gonna be corny.
I don't think it's gonna be corny. I'm not excited or not excited for it. I'm just along for the ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have a full review.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm going into it with an open mind though.
All right, we're ready. We're off. We're going to Toothsome for Linner, and then our first ever Halloween Horror Nights. spicy. We had a lot of fun last night, and maybe doing a launch day right after going to Halloween Horror Nights wasn't our best idea, but let me grab my stuff, all the treasures that I got yesterday, and give you a full synopsis of what I thought about HHN, whether if you're a scaredy cat, if you can handle it, was it worth me stressing, all the things, and if we had a good time. Like, I want to give you all of my super real and honest thoughts as like a little Disney baby, like a true scaredy cat baby, and if you can handle it. So let's sit down and chat about it. How freaking cute is this? It was a gift from my friend. It says Stranger Things. Okay. Never thought I'd see one of these in my house. I'm excited to share all of this. So here's this is one of the finds from last night. Like, to be honest, I never thought I would be this girl that was sitting down to talk to you about Halloween Horror Nights. First, let me show you what I got last night. I know. I grabbed a Slytherin, but Andre is Slytherin. I'm definitely Gryffindor. And he was like, just come back and get Gryffindor at like Christmas time, because this is just more like spooky vibes for Halloween. And he's like, you can represent me, and also it's green. The other one is giving Christmas colors. So I think he was right. Then I will say the merch was super impressive, but there wasn't really anything that I wanted. One thing that I thought was wicked cool that they did way better than Disney is they have these candles in like a tin jar, kind of like the common candles that you see with like a wood wick, but they were all scented to the houses. So like the Chucky one, well, it didn't smell like the Chucky house, but it smelled like cereal, like Fruit Loops. And then the one, I think it was like the actual HHN candle, smelled so good, and that one smelled like the Monster House. So we'll get into that in a second, but isn't he cute? So apparently there's a pillow like this too, and my friend has gone to look for it today because they're going. Honestly, let me just start this by saying I had the best time, and I so regret stressing about it. So right before we got in, we ended up going to dinner and everything, and we got like right to the gate and waited there for maybe like 45 minutes to an hour so that we could get like right in, past the archway and everything. And my heart rate was resting at 123. I was freaking out. I was like quietly freaking out. And then the chainsaws started, I could hear them. I saw the smoke, and I was like, it was a balance between, I think, the fear of the unknown, but it was a balance between either we're gonna step in and wanna leave and not stay, or this is gonna be the greatest thing of my life and I'm gonna wanna come every year. It was the latter. I had the time of my life, and I want to say that Andre might have had an even better time than me if that was possible. We drank, we ate, it was fantastic. It was not scary. There was 0 levels of stress. It was so freaking fun. So let me take you through my notes on the houses. Let me take you through my notes on a couple of tips that you can kind of follow if you're a little bit nervous to go, or if you've been and you just kind of want my thoughts on it. And by no means am I an expert because I just went for the very first time ever. And I also have never been to Universal. So that was my first time at Universal and our first time going to Halloween Horror Nights. Much better. All right, so we did all 10 houses in one night. My very first tip is to definitely do the Express Pass. That was something that we were told to do by our friends, and I'm really glad that we listened, because watching everybody in the heat wait in those lines, you'd probably get through like maybe 3 houses if you have the patience, but the lines were like insanely long. We also went on a Saturday, so it was crazy busy, but with the Express Pass, we pretty much got right in. The only one that we seemed to wait for quite a while was, I think it was Yeti, that we waited just for a strangely long amount of time in the express line, but I think it's because they would do cast changes, so I think we were waiting for that. So let me take you through the way that we did it. We went to, from what I understand, the back of the park, and we started with the 4 tented houses. That way they would be less busy. But can I just give you my rationale on this and our friend that took us through? We went with 2 characters as part of like we were a big group. I think we were like 11 people, and 2 of them actually work there as characters. They just got their jobs this year. I'm so proud of them. So they know what they're talking about. One of them said, you know, your eyes aren't gonna quite adjust because it's still light out at like 5 when you get through. I think we lined up at 5, got through the gates at 6. So your eyes haven't adjusted yet. So when you go into the dark houses, you can't see a dang thing. So the first 2 houses we did were great, but I did rank them lower because I couldn't see anything. I actually walked into like one of the tables in one of them. In the Darkest Deal, there was a table right at the entrance and I ran right into it. Pitch black, which did make it a little bit scary because you legitimately can't see anything. And then as our eyes adjusted, I felt like the houses got better and better. And as my nerves subsided, the houses got better and better. So the first two that we did, we started with Dr. Oddfellow. I thought it was awesome. It's like circus theme, super cool. By the way, I'm giving no spoilers in this at all because I'm not about that life. Then we did the Darkest Deal. That was probably my least favorite house. Again, I really couldn't see anything and I just felt like the ones that had a storyline and legitimately scared me were my favorite houses. And obviously I had bias towards Stranger Things and Last of Us because we've seen the show. So a little bit of love there. So then we did Last of Us. I gave that I literally ranked them. I gave that one a 9.5 on 10 because I just thought it was so cool. It scared the cannolis out of me with the clickers. There's like a part where they're like the clickers and you're like, shh. Completely scared me. Loved it, but like in a funny way. Your life doesn't feel threatened type of way, like you're fine. And when they say that they can't touch you, they don't even come near you. Like they don't get in your face or anything, and they don't even come in front of you. They come like here. So if you kind of just keep your peripherals this way, you're fine. You can even put your head down. And I would say go with a really good group of friends. And if you need to, hang on to each other as you're going through the house. Don't go at it alone. And don't be the first one in line if you're unsure. I was never the first in line. I couldn't do that. But I will say there was not one point where I was ever scared. And there was points where I jumped, but it was hilarious. So Oddfellow, I gave it a 7 on 10. Darkest Deal, I gave it a 6 on 10. Last of Us, I gave it a 9.5 on 10. I get it. I'm ranking them very generously. And don't come for me if there's one that you like. I trust you. These are just my little opinions. Then the Monsters one, I was like ready. After Last of Us, and I was ready for Monsters. All the houses have scent machines, I guess. And some of them smelled more than others. Like there wasn't really a scent during Last of Us, which I had heard there was. So whatever you hear, take it with a grain of salt. That was my biggest lesson of the night. Leading up to the event, I had gotten so many opinions from so many different people and it was actually freaking me out. Even during the event, someone said, do not go to the Exorcist house. It's so scary, it's disturbing, it nauseated me, and then we did it and it was fine. So just take everyone's opinion with a grain of salt. I think that there is a lot of dramatic posts on the internet about it, and I think people like to scare the newbies, and as a newbie, it was great. Like a Disney goer that doesn't like roller coasters, doesn't like scary movies. I go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and this was phenomenal. So Monsters Unmasked smelled so good and I gave that one a 9.5 on 10 also. And can I just give you one hint? Because without spoiling it, but it was super important because my friend that works there, he literally tapped me on the shoulder and he was like, look up. So there was a couple of parts where just keep your wits about you and like, it doesn't scare you. It's just really cool to be able to see everything. And I was completely nerding out about the set design. So loved that. Then we did Chucky. I had heard that Chucky was the worst one and it was terrible. It was great. I thought it was hilarious. He's like a little doll, so he can't get you. But it almost felt like very vintage mixed with new. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a vibe, but not my favorite. So I gave that one I would say like a 7.5 out of 10. Then we did Stranger Things. I am embarrassed to say that I might have shed a tear, like just walking up to the first part of the house. I'm giving you nothing. Like I am telling you nothing. I will tell you one part that scared the cannolis out of me, but it's a random part. There is characters from the show in there. There is a storyline. I did cry. It was amazing. I cried of fear. I cried of joy. It's so good. But Henry scared the cannolis out of me. So one thing I'm really happy that he does, I've been doing my Stranger Things Lego and I'm watching season 4. It's completely based off of season 4, which I've now seen 3 times. All-time favorite show ever. And yeah, Henry scared the cannolis out of me. Like completely jumped out of my skin. But I wasn't like scared. It was just, and then I laughed. The detail, and again, look up, look side, like look everywhere. It's so good. And then, by the way, if you have this fear of like you don't know where you're going through the house, there's workers throughout the entire house and they'll literally, it's so funny, they go up to you like this, like, and they smile and they're like, come with me, like as in like smiling, happy, don't come at me, I'm not a character. And they're like, come this way, and they show you where to go. So they're super helpful, super nice. And that being said, the characters aren't there to make you have a bad time. Like they're very nice and they're very, well, I mean, they're not in your face and they're not there to make you uncomfortable. And I never once felt uncomfortable. So Stranger Things, I mean, through the roof, 10 on 10, beyond amazing. I have no words, like beyond. Then The Exorcist. So we were going to like my favorite and then my most dreaded house. I was the most scared to go to The Exorcist house. Also, Andre hates The Exorcist movies. Like he doesn't like any of that type of stuff. He loves every scary movie except for that. So I was kind of nervous to go in it and he thought it was great. I wouldn't say that it was the best house, but I wouldn't say it was the worst house. It's definitely chaotic. A lot of people talked about the smell. It's fine. Every house has a smell. This one is just kind of like an acidic smell almost. Like it makes you like, ugh, but it's not nauseating at all. And I have a really, really sensitive stomach and a very heightened sense of smell, and it was fine. The other thing I want to say is you're not claustrophobic walking through the houses. It's not like you're like in these confined areas. You have room to like walk around. And then the underdog. This was one of my favorite houses. I gave this one a 9 on 10. So it's probably in my top 4. Blood Moon. Legit freaking scary. But in like the best way. There was one point where I went, oh snap. And then it got worse. And I went, oh hell no. Like wild. And then the Yeti was really, really good. Loved the storyline of that. And then the Dueling Dragons one was really cool too. The Dueling Dragon ones, you can actually pick your path of which way you're going, which I thought was cool. So our group separated in half. Tip, start with those tented houses first. Don't start with the house that you are most excited to see. If it's Stranger Things, don't start with it. A lot of people will maybe go to that first. First of all, it's going to be busier because everybody's going to it, but also your eyes won't have adjusted yet. So you won't enjoy it as much. So get the nerves out of you and then do the one that you really, really want to do, maybe like 5th. If you have time, or once your eyes have adjusted. Start at the back of the park. The other time that I cried twice last night. Visit Diagon Alley. I lost my mind. I couldn't even, like I filmed clips of it, but when I first walked in, I was like stunned. I was like a kid. I couldn't even handle it. So needless to say, I realize that I'm completely nerding out with you right now, but as a Disney goer, I have always slightly disparaged Universal. I borderline want to get an annual pass. It was so fun. We loved the restaurant that we went to before we went to Toothsome. It was giving like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory meets Edison that they have at Disney Springs, like very steampunk. It was awesome. I had a croque monsieur for dinner. I did drink, so if you're nervous, that helps a little bit, but I didn't overly drink. Also, make sure you have water because the houses get really hot, especially in the heat of Florida. So I drank a ton of water last night, but I just was doing like vodka soda slowly. And then this, someone told me was a really good deal, so I did it. I don't know if it was. The reason that I got it is they said if you walk through the scare zones with this, the characters won't come up to you because they don't want you to spill your drink. Well, that in fact is not true, because they came right up to me. And what I will tell you in the scare zones is if you're like hunched over scared, they're gonna come at you. If you're not paying attention, this happened to me. I was like fiddling with my phone to try and film a clip, and one came right at me, and you don't see them, especially when it's dark, you don't see them coming at you, but they don't go like, I mean, one kind of went like this to me, but they're not trying to fight you. So it was amazing. It was so fun. I will say my favorite scare zone was the 70s area. I don't know if it has a name, but it was so cool. And then I got one of those like shark attack drinks. That was really cool. That was apparently like a very universal thing to do. So I get it. I'm a total noob. I'm a total baby, but this little Disney baby loves Halloween Horror Nights. And you bet your buns I'm gonna go again next year. I would totally go back again this year if we were staying longer. Like it was next level amazing. The other thing is try to not walk too fast. Like the workers will be like, come on, hurry up, because they want to keep the line moving. Just take your time and soak it in, because to go through a house takes about 3 to 4 minutes. It's not long at all. I almost wish that we would have taken more time to go through the Stranger Things house because there was so much detail and I was nerding out about the set design. Like I absolutely loved it. So hopefully my little bit of tips helped. I didn't really want to give any spoilers. Hopefully I didn't give anything like too big away, but I'm super excited. I now have my first Universal backpack. It's way smaller than my Loungeflies, but this is the one that I really wanted with the pom-pom. And then I'm definitely going to get the Gryffindor to go right next to it. And then my little boo. Amazing. I'm so excited. I had the best time. One tip that I will give you also is what I packed in my backpack or in my crossbody to go yesterday. I showed you those goodies powders. I've talked about those before. You could get a headache. I did not need the earplugs, by the way. Did not need the earplugs, not even close. A lot of people say to wear earplugs. I personally didn't. If you're susceptible to that, maybe. So I had them, but one thing that I was really happy that I brought was those goodies. It's like a powdered aspirin, but the ones that I get are the hangover ones. There's caffeine in it too, so it hits you faster, because just the loud noises and the screaming and the drinking and the dehydration and the heat, you could get a headache. So pack that. That was great. And I don't think I really needed anything. There was nothing that I was really uncomfortable. It was hot. I did not need that sweater, but it was cute. Comfortable shoes. We walked so much. I think we walked over 20,000 steps. Like insane. My feet really, really hurt by the end of the night. So definitely wear comfortable shoes. And this is as like a Disney goer that walks through Disney all the time. I don't think you realize how long you're there for, especially if you get there before the gate opens, which by the way was really cool. If you're there during the opening ceremonies, it was just really, really neat. 13,000 steps yesterday, and then my Oura ring died. So I got a 99 score on activity yesterday. We did not stop walking. When I tell you that my heart rate was through the roof, it was hilarious. Crazy. Check out the Tribute store also, I would say that. There's so many merchandise stores. There's some in City Walk if you miss it while you're still in the park, but there was one on the way out of the park. That's where I got these things. And then the Tribute store had all of the house stuff, which was really cool. There was just nothing that I was really jazzed about other than the candles, but because we have ours, I was like, do we really need more candles? Probably not, but they smelled really good and they were awesome. So the cuppies, all the things, I loved it. The whole night was just epic. So if you're thinking about going, seriously go and don't stress. Don't watch all the things before. Don't listen to the big dramatic, you're gonna be scared stuff. It's super fun. Go with a good group of friends, hang on to each other. You're gonna laugh your butts off and have like the best spooky time ever. So this is your sign to go to Halloween Horror Nights. I'm already excited for next year. I hope that there's an epic house next year. I'm gonna be one of those nerds that's like tracking the houses. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun hanging out with you guys and taking you with us. And I hope that you liked my little synopsis. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye dudes.